whole concept of this recording, looking for a couple of live trades, is because a couple people had asked for help. So I will help when it's necessary, because like I want to be that person, but I'm not going to do like lives on the Tuesday nights anymore, because honestly, I can bust through 20 minutes of trades twice a month and average, several, at least 1,000 pips, give or take. This isn't an indice or anything, so it's not bad. Like, consider it only takes me 20 minutes or so at a time, twice a month, 3 times a month. It's not a bad way to be, not at all, not with good management. So first and foremost, we're going to start at the beginning, which is, please know this is recorded. Zoom told you, I'm telling you again. Nothing we talk about is considered legal, financial, or investing advice. So, I know, we all know, we're together knowing that you're still, in charge of your own ship. You're your own captain. Ideally, you're going to learn whatever system. I don't care what strategy or system you're using. It all comes down to good management, good rules. It comes down to just you learning to see the market with your own two eyes and learning to manage that accordingly. So last but not least, and my personal favorite, oopsie, is I practice high risk, high reward trading. You can follow comparable systems, steps, strategies, management styles, and achieve very comparable results, obviously deciding upon what you're going to afford to lose, how much you want to, invest, how much you can risk, what's your appetite for, all of it is. So it really comes down to seeing the market and a little bit of math. And that's it. So there's that. My other favorite thing ever is, most people talk about, well, not a lot of people know this, but literally, if you double a single penny every day for 31 days, that is $10 million. And having it written out like this really shows you what's possible, because we don't, if you brought this up at a dinner party, no one would believe you. I've had really intelligent people argue through their, teeth, saying that's not possible. Oh my gosh, that's impossible. Literally, this is what doubling a penny every day for 31 days looks like. So this is the whole concept of compounding. Like, are we going to get 100% every day? No. Are we going to have days where are we going to have 31 days in a row or 31 trades in a row that are perfect? Odds are not in favor of that, right? But if you can fail at this by 90% and manage to turn a few $100 into 100,000, I'd say that's pretty darn good, right? I'd say $100,000 on a $300 to $500 investment. You do that a handful of times a year. You pay your taxes and your fees in and out, and that is life-changing money. So it's freedom money. It's as the gentleman would say, it's FU money. It's the kind of money that you can say, maybe you don't have a Gucci belt, but you do have freedom. You don't have to answer to anybody. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. You don't have to sell anything you don't want to sell. You don't have to recruit. You don't have to clock in. You don't have to nothing except for take your trades, manage your money, and have good math. That's it. So that's what we're looking to accomplish. How I achieve this regularly, and I do fail, especially when I'm high risk compounding, is really simple. Like, it comes down to a trading plan, including rules for entry, exit, pip target, pip protection, trail, stop loss, how many entries can be in at once. It includes just a gamut of really sound rules and mathematical principles. So trading plan should be exclusive to one account, one strategy, and or a specific pair or a few pairs. You shouldn't be like scalping and stock trading and like cryptoing and forexing and simplicitying and ichimokuing in the same account. Like, you should have different accounts for different purposes. However you need to set that up that best fits your lifestyle, best fits your lifestyle, that's what needs to happen. So if that means, hey, I've got one as my savings account, kind of like I'm using this for retirement, I'm happy with 20% a year because I'm still doubling Wall Street, like, that can be fine. If you're looking for the, hey, this is my grow it or blow it, this is my fun money, my cruise, my buy the extra car, my philanthropy, I'm gonna donate $50,000 to my favorite charity and favorite person kind of thing, cool. Or, hey, this is my bill pay account. I treat it seriously. I treat this like a day job. I treat this, wise. And then, of course, by strategy, styles, pairs, and leverage and all the other good stuff. So have a schedule. Sounds pretty rudimentary, but it is so overlooked when we have access to a 24-hour industry that does not sleep, although we should. So definitely have a schedule. Increase lot size based off of account balance and or equity, which I should probably have written in there. And have a withdrawal schedule. Like, I should really update this. A withdrawal schedule is really important. There's a lot of us who've been able to accomplish, like, hey, so we've got our $400, we turned it into an $80,000 account, but we're going for the six figures or the whatever figures. We don't withdraw, and then what happens? The market shows us who's boss. knocks us flat on our butt. We get the haymaker and we're like, ouch. So having a withdrawal schedule that says, hey, depending on if this is my grow to blow account or my bill pay account, I'm going to withdraw X amount of percent, X amount of weeks apart based off of the principles I'm using in that account. And that's it. Like that's what I would do to be able to accomplish things like this. So any questions on any of that before we go to our actual charts? Let's see. Hey, Lucas. The only name I really know when Cherry's on here. How are you guys?
Oh, Jenny, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know my mic was on. I have the TV on. I'm sorry.
No, you're totally fine. You're good. Thanks for um well, welcome. And so Foster, well, I don't know what your name is, but can we provide a PDF with this information? This is the smallest amount of information. You should see the other class. We've got slides on slides that really give a lot more detailed stuff, but if you want this, like we've got stuff written out like this. Good evening, Miss Sherry. I'm here mostly special for you. So hope you're ready to get down to all your questions. But this right here, that's too easy. Yeah, we can come up with one together. So if you're comfortable and confident to come be brave with me and unmute, I can help you make one that is special for you based off of your style, your years of trading, your schedule, your goals. We can make one for you that says, okay, here's your bill pay account, or here's your, this is when you're going to walk away from your job, or you're going to retire your husband or your wife or whatever. You're going to make your next level in life. That's kind of how I say it, because there's no set number for anybody. Some people can live off of $2,000 depending on where they live very, very happily. Some people need 20 grand a month and they still feel like, hold on, I'm going to mute whoever that was. I'm going to mute these people. If you're going to chime in, by all means, I super welcome conversation. But that's what we can do if we have some time at the end of this call. And if not, just give me the feedback that says, hey, I want to go live. I will participate. Because at the end of the day, the more energy you guys bring, the more reason I have to be on these simplicity calls. Whereas like the other ones are really full. They have tons of interaction, tons of people, tons of bright minds and diverse concepts. So it's a great time to do that. But all right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop this share and we're going to go over to the simplicity chart. Let me clean up my VPS a little bit. I went on my laptop and was spending time with my youngest munchkin. I just made tacos for dinner because that sounded delicious, amazing, super simple. Just me and him as my family gets smaller and smaller. But okay, so I've got my simplicity template up. This is just a demo account we use for classes. Let me go to advanced portion, share just a portion of that screen. And now in theory, you can see the right amount of the right stuff. So first thing I'm going to talk about is Tuesday, the 18th American time, the 19th UTC or chart time, right? We looked at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trades. So of those 7 trades, remember your results are going to vary based off of the millisecond, price point, broker. But of those 7 trades, 5 of them moved plenty enough to protect profit. So 5 winners, right? And I'll explain exactly how I do that, where I'm getting that, and how you can do comparable things. And 2 of them actually lost. One of them was like an iffy thing because it went into profit plenty, but just not enough to follow the rules that I'm using to make it a duplicatable system. And when I say duplicatable, I mean, I don't care if I can get the results. I care that you can get the results too. So with that said, 5 winners, 2 losses, 7 trades, that's still 861 pips. So on a single standard lot size, guys, that's $8,000 in 20 minutes of your time. So $8,000, one standard lot size on AFX. You only need a few $100 to do that. You don't need a whole bunch. It's not impossible. It's not easy, but it's not impossible. So first thing we're gonna do is review those trades. I'm gonna make sure the chat is up if you have questions, comments, and we're just gonna click through the rest of the trades and then answer questions special for Miss Sherry. So let's see, all my little clicked windows are up. So not last week, 2 weeks ago on January 18th American time, we looked at GU was one of the trades we looked at. We were looking for the sell. We were looking for it to either retest the 50 and or break out that fractal. So the exact price point of where that trade was looked at, I'm gonna have to zoom in just so we can get specific information. I'll do that on this pair, but probably not every pair, because that just takes forever long, and that's no fun for anybody. So the exact candle we were looking at, which was the 18th, that's the 19th, and that's the 2 o'clock candle was when I made that. So if you look at the bottom of the screen, you'll see it come up there. It's like right in there, right? So in this window, we said, okay, we wanted it to retest the 50. We even wrote that down. It's recorded. Go back for your own reference and or break this fractal. So you either got the better entry or you got the break entry way over here after the pullback. No matter how you swing that, let's go off of worst case scenario, which means you got into the break of this fractal. You still got approximately 220-ish pips. If you did wait for the retest of the 50, you actually got more. We said we wanted it to come bounce up that near that 50. That's 270. Perfect pips, not just because simplicity said to sell. We knew we needed a pullback. We knew that was coming. And we were able to kind of play that in the right way. And of course, good management means it's an easy trade. So that was GU. And I'll talk about the rules I use as I go through each one of these. But first, let's review those because that keeps us honest and it keeps everything duplicatable. So UCAD, and actually most of the CAD pairs were really fooling around for quite a bit. So the 18th, we're looking at the 19th, right? The 19th in and around this range. We knew we needed to break this zone, right? So break the fractal and break of that 50, right? And we wanted to even look at the higher time frame 50. So anywhere in this range, we don't break out of that until here, way over here. But let's say you did get in a little early. Do we ever break this lower low? We do not. Remember, my stop losses are going to be below structure plus room. So this is a safe trade within reason, within the rules we set. So it's completely duplicatable, meaning you can do the same thing. You're still looking at approximately 280-ish pips, give or take. You know that you've protected after one ADR, right? If you're using the 1 hour, or a couple of ATR. So 3 ATR or 1 ATDR, you are definitely protecting that trade. Your money is protected. That means you can let it run. You've either limited your trade that you had on, so you've scaled out of some of it, meaning you've closed a portion, or you've moved your stop loss into profit, or you've applied a trailing stop. But ultimately, you're protected once you hit those ranges, and then you're going to win, better than 80-90% of the time. You're going to be a successful trader. So that's UCAD again, great trade. Silver, I'm looking still long term, and it played out perfectly. We talked about this. I got this and this, and now I'm looking again to buy more. But for many reasons, I'm looking for this as a long-term possible trade. We were in on many levels. We've been in and will continue to be in. But this is the 18th, so I'm going to the 19th and then around here. Let's find the right candle. Sorry for me being all over the place. So in and around here, I know those candles aren't zoomed in. We're just reviewing this really quickly, and then we'll go look at some live candles. So that's the 19th in and around these candles. We know we have to break that fractal, so that fractal break happens here. We do get 113 pips. Remember, this pair is worth 5 times any other pair you're trading. It's a very expensive pair to trade, but it's a very profitable pair to trade, right? And we definitely hit at least one ADR on that 110 pip move. So that's beautiful. Looking for another buy on that now, actually. Euro NZD was one of the ones that we took a loss on. So that's Euro NZD, 1 hour time frame. We're looking at the 19th. Hey, Yvonne. Hey, Joe. Welcome. Can you guys pretty please mute yourself for me? If you're going to talk, by all means, stay unmuted. But if not, yeah. So there we go. We're looking at the 19th. Let's get the right candle on this one because it's so close. So that's this candle right here. We don't make enough pips to count that as a win. So remember, we have to have some kind of duplicatable rules to be able to say, is this factual or is this another person on the internet telling you what's possible and can't prove it, can't back it up, right? Another person who says, hey, this works, but then has all these subjective rules and things that aren't quite clear. So this fair and square is a loss from the candle where we would be entering in based off of the break of that fractal. That's in around here. It's a hefty loss. It's 160 pips. I lost 130 on that one personally from where I entered. That's part of trading. I don't know a single successful investor who has not taken losses. So that's EN. Of course, I am looking for a sell-off now, but we'll come back to that. GBP odd, we were looking for this one as well. We're looking, so let's go to the right candle, GBP odd. The 19th, we were waiting for the break. Again, we knew what we were wanting. And this one, although yes, we made higher highs, that's 140-ish pips. So we definitely are hitting at that point. This was the ATR was 127, was not 165. This is inflated due to the current week, not previous weeks. So it definitely hits the targets we were looking to hit from the 19th candle at 2 o'clock down. That's 140 pips. So you definitely were protected after about 3 ATR. You're protected. You're definitely protected and around that range. You hit that target fair and square. Now, of course, we made another level and I'm looking to sell it off again. Not a bad trade. Had room and time to protect and to take that trade. So GJ, the trade, the pair that is not my friend here lately, not friends. Definitely 0 stars on this pair, but we won it on this system at least, so that was a nice situation to be in. We're looking for that 2 o'clock candle. We know we're waiting for the break. Obviously, plain as day, this sold off 280-ish pips, depending on where you entered, right? Really, really easy to do trade. Great winner there. GN was our second loser, so this one did not go even remotely enough. I think it wicked us in and literally took off. So here's that candle, guys, that we were looking at. We did come down a little bit, about 48 pips, but this isn't enough to be a rule-based position to say, hey, that's 3 ATR and or at least 1 ADR. We didn't hit any of those targets. So although we technically were in profit 48 pips, this one hit the stop loss instead.
That is no reason to throw away. Everybody knows.
Hold on, let me mute you people. Listen, you people. Gotcha. So again, that's a losing trade. No worries. Overall, we've got a lot of winning trades. So actually, we have 5 wins and 2 losses. Of that, that's 186 pips, 861 pips, if I can think properly. Not bad at all. So that was our results from Tuesday, the 18th American time, 19th chart time. Any questions on any of that before we look over some new trades?
I have a quick question, Jen.
Hey, Lucas, coming up.
What up? Are those the green and red dots? Are those the daily dots on your chart there?
No, that's part of simplicity. They're coded not to be the daily dots. So if I'm not mistaken, please don't hold me to this, but if I'm not mistaken, those are the 4-hour dots.
Okay. What are they? Can I see this? Can I see the settings on those real quick? Do you mind?
Yeah, let me fix this.
I just want to see what they look like. I don't know. I just don't know what that is.
I gotta normalize this. I just uploaded the newest version of this.
I was actually going to ask you if you're going to do that. Okay, cool.
I was like, oh, it's so annoying. I was like, what is this? Okay, so simplicity, secured. Let's go to edit.
Oh, I see. Okay, I know what it is now. I see what you're saying. I got it. That's a part of that?
It's part of the simplicity system, so it's hard coded in, yeah.
Okay. All right, cool.
All right, awesome. Okay, so now we are on to live trades. So that was for the week of the 18th. I'm going to keep that in my little records. I'm going to write down today is Happy Love Month, Happy Black History Month, Happy President's Day, almost Groundhog's Day, whatever. All the other holidays I'm probably forgetting. I'm sure there's others. But we are at the 3 o'clock candle, as you guys can see at the bottom of the screen. So this is February 1st, American time, February 2nd, okay, at 3 o'clock UTC, so, or chart time, depending on who wants to debate about the names of that. So first thing we're going to talk about is this is the first Friday of the month, which means it's NFP. We know there's a plethora of things going on in our government. There's just a huge amount of stuff going on around the world, really. I mean, so how much is NFP going to mess with it this month? The second month of the year. Well, yeah, this is technically the second month of the year. So whereas last month's numbers were really significant, I don't feel like this month's are. Doesn't mean that it can't shake the market exponentially for the US dollars. It definitely can. It's just not something I'm super looking out for. USD pairs are all moving, but we're late to the party on that. So can we chase some of those, and do they technically have some pretty valid signals coming? They do, but if we called out a buy on any of these pairs, you'd have to wait for the retest. So if you have the technical analysis and the know-how, those are great setups. Go and look with your own 2 eyes, get a feel, go down to a smaller time frame, maybe like the 15-minute or the 30, wait for a retest from where price broke out before, and then take it. But if we take it now, our risk to reward is not favorable. It's just a bad investment. It's a bad use of our money. So that's why we're not going to be looking at those pairs. So that goes for AUD USD, Euro USD, same thing, big, beautiful move. I'm looking to buy this up very, very long term, but calling a trade on it right now, we're discussing a trade idea, needs to pull back. And if we take it now right here where prices broke out before, we're just asking, to get either waked out, to get just our margin, our equity eaten up for no reason without any real sense of immediate profitability. So we're out on that. We're not chasing it. We're not looking, and we can wait. Obviously, there's a lot of days in between now and the time I go live on this system next. You can do your own due diligence when the next system and the next setup comes up. But for now, wait. It's just not a great time. Same thing with GU. This is the 1 hour time frame. We're sitting at where price broke out before. I am looking for a longer term buy up, but first it's got to pull back. So NZD, actually the NZD pairs are a little bit the exception, but same thing. This has a nice impulse. I'm looking for a pullback. Is that a super expensive pullback? No, it's not. I'd hate to see somebody who's really new to trading have to take this and then get knocked out with 150 pip, 130, 120-ish pip stop loss when you could have just waited for confirmation, re-entered, and then as long as you're right, your risk to reward is amazing. And if you're wrong, it is what it is. You're still, your stop loss is reasonable compared to what your gain is. So not looking for a trade on that. USD Cad, we know that, let me go to some bigger time frames. This, not gonna work. Denver is calling, shutting that off. Okay, USD Cad. This is a big time frame, just to show you kind of perspective. Again, I'm looking for this to come up for decent ways, but again, right now I'm out on this. I'm not chasing it. I'm not looking on this, so I'm going to kind of sit out. This is probably one of the better of the USD pairs. You can trade it. Notice the ATR, the ADR is reasonable. If you took the smallest of these numbers, right, 86 pips, is there room to get 86 pips on this signal? That's 90. Definitely, we've got some room, even just to fulfill some order blocks. Definitely a lot of room to be able to kind of manage that. So I'd be looking to take price all the way down to where it broke out before, which is approximately to a DR, and definitely hits our multiple ATR range that we need to hit. So not a bad way to be. Definitely maybe consider that. Let's see, I'm going to put that on our list. USD CAD, okay, for the sell at the fractal break on the 1 hour, right? That's what we're looking for. So we're not taking that until we actually close below this fractal. When I say close below it, I mean the widest part of the base of this fractal. You get that confirmation, and then you can take it. You're protecting in and around 3 ATR. That's the average trading range for the time frame you're on, or at the smallest of the ADR, right? Not a bad way to be. Definitely reasonable risk to reward. So if you wait, you're still at about a 1-to-1. Not ideal, but reasonable. So we can deal with that. Let's see, USD, JPY, nothing there. Too late, not enough compared to what you're risking. USD Chef, again, nope. I just mentioned I'm looking for another buy up on silver. So on silver, my answer to this is yes, I'm looking for this entry. So we're looking for the buy at the fractal on the 1 hour, right? So the most recent fractal, if y'all have eyes to see, is right here. So we're kind of sitting at the base of that fractal now. Mind you, this is not a fast mover, and it's very expensive. This is worth 5 times as much per pip as any other pair you're trading. So please plan on trading it differently, maybe putting it in its own account. Learn to manage it, milk it up. But this is what I'm looking for. This is the weekly time frame. I'm going to zoom out. Well, that's really different broker. I'm looking for this to come up quite a bit of a ways. So I'm looking for hundreds of pips long term on this. But for now, do we at least have room to get to where we need to be? This is our 1 hour signal. Our stop loss will be below here with room. So is this a good risk to reward from the break of this fractal? Kind of hard to see. That's 100 pips all the way where price broke out before. It's 146 pips versus about 70-ish pips if I'm rounding up. That's a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. It's not a bad investment. Definitely a great potential setup there.
So Jenny, real quick, would you consider, before taking that trade, the one you just had up this, yeah, right there, would you consider that fractal just to the left, that, right to the right of the arrow, as, like what we talk about, like, would you consider the range between bid current bid and that fractal, like, would you look at 1.5 ATR or something like that between those 2 points? No, I guess not, right? Did you see what I'm asking?
I think I do. So you're
So
range,
between current bid and that next fractal to the left, that high one. Yeah, that one. Would you look at the range between bid and that? Would you consider that? Like, is there enough room there, or no, you're not thinking about that?
okay, so from the bid, where the bid is currently at, that's where you would enter since you're buying. It's where you would
Yeah.
sell if that's where you would buy if you were selling. That's where you enter if you were selling, whatever. So you guys get the point. So from the very top of this, right? That's 37 pips. So what's
And that does have our 1.5 ATR, right? For sure.
well, 1.5 is what we use on the scalping. So, and actually, just so you know, the testing you're doing, most of the testing I'm doing is at 0.75 ATR, mostly because of all the EAs, bots, and managers that I'm using, the code, right?
You're looking for that range.
But that's for the golden strategy. So right now, so we can keep it simple, sweetie. I'm gonna copy that. Keep it simple, sweetie, kind of concept. This is what I'm looking for. On the simplicity, we know that, let's talk about simplicity before I keep going with more pairs. We know that it is literally just a custom-based indicator. It is not an end-all be-all. I say that about my strategy. I say that about Ichimoku. I say that about Fibonacci. I say that about everything. So it is not a praise or a dig. It is neither. It is just factual information. So we know by nature it does repaint. So let me zoom out real quick, and then we'll zoom back in. We know anything that is predictive or potentially predictive has to, by nature, repaint. So it's either lagging or it repaints, and there's nothing else an indicator can be. And most of the time, it sometimes it's both, just to be more clear. This evidence dot is proof that it repaints. Sometimes the evidence dots are not there, but you might get a signal that is not a valid signal, and it will repaint and or disappear. It is coded to have those evidence dots. I don't personally find that the evidence dots are always present, but it's helpful. So I think it solves for the problem, at least it solves for the majority of the problem, the majority of the time. So we've got a really solid base system. Now, having said that, my rules for this, I don't play with this on a smaller time frame, Lucas, because the golden strategy, I can get 250,000 pips in a year with that strategy, a couple of hours a week, right?
Right.
I can do amazing with that strategy just fine. I don't need anything else from anywhere else. It's very, very simple to do. With that said, this is still a great system. I support Uncle P. I support simplicity, super easy in the whole nine. So in order to continue to do that and to have something fun for my brain to expand on and help the people within super easy, we review bigger time frame trades using the simplicity system a couple of times a month. This way you're not over trading, because most people use systems like this really poorly because they look at it every day. If you look at a system like this every day, you're going to fall flat on your face, because it's going to constantly give you a sell. It's going to pull back when it gives you one. It's going to freak you out. It's going to have all kinds of price stuff happening, and it's too much to process. It's too much data, too much noise, too many emotions, just too much, right? So with that in mind, this is how I use simplicity, just to go straight to that. Very, very simple. You're looking at the 30-minute or the 1 hour. 4 hours is too big unless your account is very, very stable and you're going for like that 1%. It's boring, it's slow, and it's not very profitable, at least if you're asking me. So for me, 1 hour and 30-minute, 4 hours, fine, but it's not my favorite for many, many reasons. So on one of those time frames, you're looking for the signal. Once you get the signal, you're only going to check this once a week, maybe twice. I like every other week personally, but I'm in a different position, so you guys can do it once a week at the most, and limit yourself, as in, no matter who says, other than a burning bush, with the exception of the burning bush itself, no matter if Jenny says, Uncle P says, if Bloomberg says, none of that matters. You hold yourself accountable that you're only going to do this once a week. Okay, now that we've got that in the bag, you're going to click through the pairs, find the ones that are setting up, make sure that you have room from where you're entering to where your next level of structure is, provided there's room from where you would be entering to your next level of structure, and it is greater than your risk, right? Your risk is always going to be your stop losses at the most recent high or low with room. So that's all you need, is to know that there's room for your reward to be at least greater than your risk. You're going to take that trade at the break of the most recent fractal. Okay. At the break of the most recent fractal, from there, very simply, you're looking for approximately 3 ATR That's set at 50 to normalize it. For those of y'all who don't know what that means, ATR is the trading range for the pair, for the time frame you're on. You'll notice that's about 30 pips on this pair. You can use that as your target in your area to say, hey, I'm protecting at 3 ATR. Or of course, once you've hit 1 ADR, that trade is protected. You have locked in profit. You've either A, scaled out, which means if you have a standard lot size put on there, you're going to trim it down by whatever percentage you are doing based off of your trading plan. You're going to close half of it. You're going to close 70% of it. You're going to close 30% of that trade. Now you've got your profit in your account. It's no longer an open trade. You can also choose to apply a trailing stop. You can also choose to move your stop loss into profit. But when you hit that level, you are protecting this trade. So now no matter what happens, even if it comes down and then turns around extremely, you have made your money on that. And who cares? You'll wait for the next signal. You'll wait for the next entry. Totally fine. And of course, otherwise you're letting it run. You can have management. I like the ATM, as you know. You can literally trail it by about 1,000 different means, which is what I do, which helps me kind of get the majority of this move, like the bigger part of the move. And then it'll get you out, and that's it. So those are my entire rules for the simplicity system twice a month that I use. That's it.
All right, cool.
Okay, so back to your original question. Sorry, I'm like, where was I? So it's like, okay, so from the top of the bid, right?
Yeah.
The next fractal, so the next area of interest, that's 40 pips. Does that hit our rules?
Heck yeah.
So not a bad way to be. And is that a reasonable risk to reward?
Yep. In that case, in that scenario, yeah. Looks like it.
This one here. Remember, I'm going to worst structures. So that's about a 3-to-1, 2-to-1 at very least risk to reward. Not a bad way to be.
Not at all.
So that's how I would be trading this personally. But overall, I'm looking to milk this. I'm just taking as many entries as I can along the way. I do scale out of the original position, but I'm trying to leave as many running because I'm going to be that person who's got only on this pair, because I'm kind of curious to see how this plays through the economic, pending potential maybe baby crash, we've got going on and whatever's going to happen in March. So we'll see on that. But that's my next trade idea for the day. There was not a whole bunch. I am looking at Ripple. I'm definitely not the only one. We looked at this pretty heavily this morning. We're sitting at where price broke out. We're sitting at a very, very interesting point. We're looking for a potential buy. Is it ready just yet? We still have yet to kind of break this zone. So once we break that zone, again, we're going for about 3 ATR, okay, or at least 1 ADR. Is this room from breaking this zone? Is there room for that? Yeah, there is. We're good. So is this going to be a favorable risk and reward? It's not. It's crypto. Your spread is high, the cost is high, but the potential is also very high. So take that with a grain of salt. Wait for it to pull back a little bit is how I would trade this one personally. For Ripple, I'd wait for it to pull back. And I'll write that down too. So buy at pullback, not fractal, right? 1 hour time frame. So once we get the pullback and the confirmation, and when I say confirmation, I either mean we have some candle formations in and around the 50. I mean a smaller time frame piece of evidence, like for example, a signal. If you use my strategy, then you know what I'm looking for on the 15-minute. By all means, wait for the pullback and then take the slightly quicker entry. Otherwise, you have to wait for the break of all of this ugly, ugly structure up here. And that's kind of a lot of structure. So that's Ripple. Watch list, ta-da. I'm gonna get to play with Scott's new tools here soon. So right now I still only have one channel for my watch list, but that's coming soon too. I'm gonna skip the other 2 cryptos. I'm gonna go next to Usd Cad. Again, we kind of missed this move that's done. Not to say long term that this doesn't have more room to push. I'm simply saying it's not a good time now. We'd have to pull back. And since this pullback is greater than at least 3 of the ATR, my consensus, my direction is not up currently. It would be down first before we go up. Odd Chef, that's a no for me. Beautiful double bottom. Hold on, Teresa, I'm gonna mute you. Beautiful double bottom formation overall. We definitely can kind of fulfill this W and get the measured move, which would bring us slightly above where price stopped before. But overall, our most recent buy signal was here. We already kind of almost broke that, but failed to. So we broke the most recent 1 hour fractal already. Taking it here is a bit late. I don't love the overall price action on this. It's way too choppy. If I zoom out, you can kind of see that. I'm not in love. It's not trending well. So until we get a clearer direction, I'd much rather stay out of this one personally. So that's my 2 cents on Chef, on JPY. You guys can kind of see what's happened with the JPY pairs. We had a huge move down, but we had plenty of breathers in between. Skyrocketed up, tanked and made a lower low. This has just been extremely volatile. So playing with this is like playing with fire. Back to the 1 hour. Do I want to buy it up? I do. In fact, my target for where price is currently at is going to be in and around where price broke out. That's a good 87 pips. It fulfills our need here. But overall, I know it still needs a pullback, so I'm not looking. I'm not looking for this to buy. So Cad Chef, I don't think I actually looked at this pair. Not looking at an entry per se on this. Big, beautiful, clear move. This one's been moving very, very clear, a little wicky, but very, very clear. So most recent sell signal is here. How much have we already played out since we got that sell signal? That puts us in around here. That's already 42 pips. We already are really close to that 380R, which ATR, which means this has already been paid for enough. So without another pullback, I'm not chasing it. Just that time of month, I suppose. On NZD, no trade idea, double top formation, but overall this has more room to push up long term. So if you took a trade on this, you'd be trying to sell it down momentarily as a retracement counter trend trade. CAD JPY. Really nice flag kind of formation for those of y'all who have the eyes to see kind of this wedge formation we have. Really flat bottom. We are slightly making higher lows, just slightly higher lows across the board, as you guys can see. But overall, if I go up some time frames, we can see drop, impulse, and now of course we're sitting where price broke out before. So do we really want to buy this up with where we're at? We're already at the top on the daily. So I'm not looking to go against all this vectoring and all these wicks. So for me, I'm out on that buy and we don't have a reason to sell. So that's what I'm seeing on CAD JPY. Chef JPY I actually like a lot better, but again, going up some time frames. This is a daily time frame. Chef JPY, huge up move. You can see the Fibonacci on here. Nice impulse. We're retested. Overall, I'm looking for the longer term move down, but we don't have that agreement yet on the 1 hour time frame. So I'd let this play out a little bit, wait for me to get a sell signal, and then I would take that to the bank all the way down. Euro Cad, let's see. Euro Cad is the one that I'm looking to buy up quite exponentially. So this is the daily time frame. Euro Cad, big drop. Notice how there's not even a single breather here. This is a huge move. Of course, we edged down to make a lower low, huge impulse up, skyrocketed down, and now we did make another lower low. So we've got not only divergence on this, we've got multiple double bottoms and tons of patterns. Overall, this is daily time frame. Last several candles have all been bullish. We need a short-term breather before we go up. Oh, but I'm looking for quite a lot of pips on this.
I looked a lot earlier during the other days. Right.
To 260-ish pips on this. So definitely looking for a lot of pips. Do I think right now is the time to buy? Back to the 1 hour. The right time to buy was here. The right time to buy was here. We're kind of sitting at the top. So do we ever buy at the top? No, we'll wait for a pullback. So same kind of concept on this one. That's Euro Cad. I love that. Actually, I like that setup. That might be one of my favorites. Euro Chef, not looking for a buy. Sorry for my magic mouse bouncing you guys around. Euro JPY. Beautiful kind of crown formation bottom for those of y'all who know what that means. This is the daily time frame. Euro JPY. Look at this nice impulse move. Edged up, dropped down, and now we're looking to buy up. So am I looking to buy this up a decent amount? Yes, I am. Does it have the room to do that? There is. It's about 100 pips of room on the daily, but pay attention to where your stops would be at. So this is a decent risk to reward trade. Not a bad way to be at all. Remember, we only need about 45 pips. So Euro JPY, the buy signal is way back here. But if we wait for the break of this most recent fractal, which is literally happening right now. So Euro JPY, buy, I'm going to put active. So as in,
I certainly agree with that on the hourly, Jen, but can you go back to the daily real quick and show me how you got that where you said we have room? How did you see that?
Okay, so this is the daily time frame. So
Yeah.
why? So for more
You
price,
measured from the,
we just broke a daily fractal from where price is currently at.
yep.
Even if we only go to this most recent area where price broke out here, you're still looking at about 82 pips. Overall,
Okay.
I'm looking to kind of, so watch what happens when I go to the line chart. Go to the line chart. This is my actual target is up here. So from where price is currently at, that's 112-ish pips, 100 and we'll round down and say 110. That's my actual target.
Okay. That's what I wanted to see.
Underplay it a little bit, mostly so people know when and how to protect, just to be more conservative versus aggressive. It really stinks when you have your take profit like right there, it misses it by like a millipip, and then you're like, oh, so no fun.
All right, cool. Thank you.
You are welcome. So that's Euro JPY watch list for there. Euro NZD. Okay, this guy was one of the ones we took a loss on. I'm going to zoom out again. Look at this big impulse. We're sitting kind of at the top. I am looking for a short-term retracement. Are we going to get it? I don't know. We've got a lot of buying pressure. So let me scooch over. Euro big. I'm looking at just sitting where price is currently at. Our most recent candle is still a bullish candle. And it's not like, sorry, our most recent engulfing candle is still bullish. Our most recent powerful candle is still bullish. So that needs to be taken into account when we're making decisions. If we zoom in, I know it's hard to see, this bearish engulfing is still much smaller than this bullish engulfing. So the most recent price action is still telling us this has buying pressure. Now, granted, we did make a lower low. How significant is that? Well, we really are failing to stay below and really have this massive drop. But so you see things the way I do, notice how we broke below, came back up and retested this zone, and now we're looking for the drop. So as of right now, I'm looking for this to sell off a really simple amount of pips. So I'll go back to candles. Bigger time frame, we've got more room, but from where price is currently at, engulfing candle, retested 50%. That's 196 pips down to the most recent low. Please stay still, Magic Mouse. About 240-ish pips on this is what I'm looking for. Not a bad way to be at all. I don't know why my mouse keeps doing that. I think it just wants to make you guys dizzy. I think that's what it is. 240, 260, not bad at all. And you can be a little bit more conservative. You can even get out in and around 165 pips. The whole concept is you're protecting after 3 ATR or 1 ADR. That's it. Really simple. Don't overcomplicate it. So Euro NZD, and that is a sell. Active as of right now, as in I'm saying that is right now, not just at the fractal break, right? So you can wait to the break of this fractal if you choose to. Otherwise, engulfing candle retested 50%. I'm happy with this. Tighter stop, more chance to protect quicker. I'm good with that overall direction. So watch list for that one. GBP odd. Not really looking for the continuation on this from where price is currently at. I do want this to sell down on the bigger time frames. I really want to see this come down quite a bit. But as of right now, we had our huge impulse down, came back up to retested, nice impulse candle, and of course now we're sitting where price broke out. So I would really need to see another impulse candle, or I need to see the break way down here before I'm looking for another sell, because the best entry would have been much closer to up here, and that's a bit too late for me based off of this huge stop loss. Stop loss is too big for me to say this is worth my time to trade. GBP CAD, nope, not this one. Sitting at where price broke out, I would still need a retracement before I took anything here. GBP Chef, there was a Chef pair. GBP Chef, no. GJ, no, not my friend today. But GN, definitely GN. So GBP NZT. You think I can write? Don't tell anybody that, but I cannot. Fractal, you should have seen me typing today. It was definitely just slightly above a 6th grade level in terms of capabilities. I used to be able to type really fast and accurate, not so much anymore. It has definitely changed. So
I can't even sign my name anymore. My kids were making fun of me, like every single signature, because I never write anything, like my signature's different every single time. It's ridiculous.
That's actually, that's hilarious. I don't even, sometimes it's
You'll
cool.
never ID me. Yeah.
I don't even look anymore at the signatures, so I think we're safe at least. Okay, this guys is GN, 1 hour time frame. We have a beautiful signal here. You can wait till the break of these candles if you want. Impulse candle, we retested 50%. You can wait till the break. Otherwise, you can wait for the break. The break of these candles. There's no real fractal to the left for you to take, so you'd have to wait for the break at candle. I'm gonna write that down. Again, 1 hour time frame. This is a beautiful potential setup with loads of possible pips and a great like 4-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Not a bad way to be at all. I think the last one that I'm sincerely looking at is NZD Chef. So we have 1 CAD already, and we have 2 NZDs, 1 euro. So to diversify and not be over leveraged per currency, the last one I'm looking at is NZD Chef. So great, multiple double bottoms, multiple formations, potential harmonics forming. You've got all the confluence you can possibly think of, right? As of prior to me jumping on this call, we had just broke this fractal. We definitely have room. That's an 80, ish pip, even to where price broke out before, versus barely, you're still at 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So not a bad way to trade. Like, it's not a perfect system, but it's a very profitable system if you're new and you're just trying to find your place and you're trying to figure it all out. It's really, really simple to do. So that's NZD Chef. That's all I'm doing. Those are the rules I'm following. These trades I'll let play out in a live account. I'm not super aggressive with these. I'm only going for like anywhere from 1 to 3% based off of the instrument that I'm trading. And that's it. Like, I do have a system in place. It's a professional system. Well, it's a EA trade manager set at a much higher time frame. Excuse me, I need more water, but that manages, so it puts my stop loss where I need it to be, and it'll manage my trade. So at approximately 1 ADR, 1 ATR, depending on what settings I've got it running on, I'm going to scale out of that and I lock the profit, meaning my stop loss is now in profit. And the rest, I just let it run. Do I catch all of it? No, I don't, but it's not too hard. So that's all I've got. Ta-da. Who's got questions, comments? I know, Sherry, I'm here for you. How can I help you specifically?
So my question is on the ADR and the ATR. How do you calculate or determine or measure the ADR?
Okay, so the ADR is the average daily range, right? That means the average pips moved per day based off of the settings you're using in a daily candle. So the way we have decided to do it, me and a group of others, we kind of have normalized that value to 50 because it's less fluctuating and slightly more accurate. So it's a more duplicatable system. So you can calculate it many ways. You can go to the daily time frame. You can literally hand measure 14 candles or 50 candles back and measure the range. You'll take the average between that range, and that's one way to do it. Another way to do it is in the Super EZ group, as well as the We the People group. There's a free indicator called Bar Alert. Download that, and I think there's a template that has it up. Let me find out together.
It's called Bartlett, BAR.
BAR, yep, BAR. You can see right now this is a Swiss Army knife. That's on cooltradingtools.com. So there we go. Here is our bar alert. There we go. So this is the bar alert.
Oh, Bar Alert.
Okay.
Okay.
So this right here is the bar alert. It tells me the weekly ADR is 84 pips on GU. The 4-week ADR is 76. So you can see the market picking back up. The 12-week ADR is 83. And then you can also see the ATR based off of whatever settings you have it set to. So you can set this to 14, which is the standard, or you can set it to 50, which is kind of normalized to what I'm doing.
So the ATR, this is like an indicator that shows you where to put your stop loss. Is that?
No, your stop loss. So if you took a simplicity trade right now and you were following rules, anything comparable to what I do, where would your stop loss be?
So it will be right below your if you take a buy, a sell, it will go below the lowest low, that fractal underneath that.
Yes, I'm going to zoom in on this a little bit where we have some room. Do you have the ability to annotate on my screen?
To do what?
annotate. So like draw me a heart, like draw stuff on here.
No, I can't unless you give me access to do that.
In theory, you have access. So go to your Zoom window. I think it's at the top if you're a viewer.
Okay.
Let's see if you can click on the annotate. So show me on my screen,
See.
or I'll just give you control over my computer. I'll let you remote into my computer.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you're not a hacker or anything. You're probably not gonna steal my Amazon account or anything.
Oh, please. No, ma'am.
It's
Okay,
just make sure you buy me good stuff, okay? Cool stuff. That's all. Buy something nice.
For all your stuff, that's it.
Yep, there you go.
And it's, I got Prime, so you get free shipping.
Yeah, yeah. And they take all the returns too.
Yeah, you go to Kohl's and return it.
Oh, Kohl's takes way too much of my money. They mark everything up and then they say, hey, it's 90% off. You must buy it. And I
Yeah,
found,
well, you could return your Amazon stuff at Kohl's.
oh, my Kohl's is so horrible. They're horrible to me.
All right, so what do you want me to do now? Let's see.
Do you have annotate up?
I don't have access yet.
Okay, so do we have any viewers on here that can tell her where to find annotate on her screen as a viewer?
Yeah, if you hover at the top of the screen and it says view options, there's a little drop down box.
Okay. Okay, I see it.
And
All
yeah,
right.
it says annotate.
So draw. Okay.
Thank you,
Oh.
Mr.
Oh, thank you. I learned something today.
You're welcome.
So let's say we take in a buy right here. We'll put the stop loss in the bottom here. If we take the buy right here.
Yeah. Okay. So your stop loss is going to be below structure with some room. I see that. I see where you drew that. Perfect.
Mhm.
So the ATR, at least for this system specifically, now that's not the same rules as what I'm using for the golden strategy, but for
Okay.
this system, I'm only using, so we don't have to know it all. We don't have to have the math and all the answers. If I take a buy as of this candle right here where we're currently at, and I say, okay, I'm going to place a buy pending order at the break of this fractal right here. So I'm going to say buy, yes, sorry for my handwriting, buy, whoopsie, of course I had to do that, stop. Buy stop means when it hits this and keeps going, it's going to activate a buy order at whatever lot size I put it at, right?
Mhm.
My stop loss is, here's the most recent, like the biggest low. We've got a lot of structure right here.
Oh, got you.
So my stop loss is going to be down here. It's going to be, you know, at the most recent level of structure with some room. So that's like here, right? Give or take. You can multiply the spread. You can do it various ways, but I like my stop loss out of the way because my trades are mostly really good. I just need to give them room to breathe. So that's my stop loss. Now, what I'm doing is, so now that I've decided where I'm going to enter and I've decided where my stop loss is, right? I'm going to take my annotate off. Hopefully I don't shake the screen too much. But now I can see that my stop loss on this trade is going to be, you know, give or take 50 to 60 pips with spread, right? In that range. I don't ever try to exact it because it's not possible, right? We're not going to ever get exact. So much fluctuation in market variation and broker variation. I'm not overly concerned with the exact information there. But from this area, now I'm saying, okay, my stop loss is about 50 to 60 pips. How much room do I have to the next level of structure? Do I have room to hit my targets? First of all, those are my targets. The ATR and ADR is helping me find my targets. And do I have at least my 1-to-1 risk to reward? So I've got room to hit my targets because my target is only 30 pips if I'm going 3 ATR and about 50 pips if I'm going from 1 ADR. So I can definitely hit that within this structure range. So I've got that good, but I also know I'm looking to take this to at least where price broke out. So from where that buy stop is all the way to where price broke out, that's about 90 pips. So that's about a 1.5 to 1 risk to reward ratio. That's a trade that I can say, hey, that's sound to me. I can deal with that, right?
So with your ADR, you have 60-25. I'm not too sure.
Okay, that's Scott's brain. He's brilliant. So this is days. ADR, remember, is the average daily range.
Range, yes.
60
Plus the
days,
amount of pips moved through a little bit.
60 50 candles that's the last 12 weeks, right, of trading days. This is the last 4. So 20 trading days is the last 4 weeks. The last 5 is the last, trading week. So this is 1 week, 4 week, and 12-week ADR.
Oh, okay.
That this was complicated for me too. Like I kept getting tripped up. My brain just did not want to know what it meant. It took me forever just to grasp it, and then I finally remembered. So that's okay. And remember, ATR is just the average trading range. That's also a free indicator. There should be a copy or a version somewhere in the Super EZ group as well. The average trading range, I'm kind of normalizing it to 50 because it helps for the very large moves and it helps for the very small moves. It just gives me a slightly more normal range. So again, same kind of concept, but this is literally 10 pips is how much on average this pair moves according to the last 50 candles of price action. So that's 150 candles. That's 70 candles. So this is that range. So in this range, it's only averaging about 10 pips per candle. There you go. That's 50 candles back.
50 candles back. Okay.
Does that help you understand a little bit?
Yes, a little bit, much better.
So did you have other questions or comments or kind of things that you wanted to discuss in terms of to help you understand how I see the simplicity system?
Well, one of the problem I had when I set it up, I think I had some issues when I set it up. And I don't know if you use that one, the too easy or the easy did, whatever it is, because I had the 3 different indicators. And one of them, the dashboard, I could never get it to be the full size. It's very small and I can't use it because I can't see the numbers on it and the date. But I don't know if that's something you can help me with.
But trust me, a lot of the problems I face in real life and in trading are me things, and it's okay. We're here to work through it together. So I personally don't use the too easy system or that dashboard.
Okay.
What I can do is I can have you share your screen and I can help walk you through it and hopefully help you fix it if you're interested in that.
Let me see if I have it on this one.
Are you interested in maybe doing that with me?
Computer is so slow.
Do you know?
Hey, Jenny, I have a whole new revised set of rules. I'll send them to you tomorrow. I know you're busy, but.
Well, I don't want to hold up the class, but.
Oh, no. I was just chatting to Jenny while you're doing that, just to keep her company.
He knows I don't like to be on here alone.
Exactly.
Okay, so Sherry, are you comfortable sharing your screen with me?
I am, but it's so slow. I'm trying to get it up and it's slow.
Okay, I'm gonna give you like 2 minutes to kind of clean up your computer, close anything that's not Zoom or MT4, and then I'm gonna stop my share and you're gonna go to the top of your Zoom window so you can share yours and I'll see if I can't help you. No promises, I'm not a tech guru.
I know. I guarantee you, if you fix that, you're a pro, because I don't know what it is.
I don't know, I work with pros and that really assures me I am. So, but hey, Lucas, okay, if you're talking about the rules for the EA, okay.
Yeah.
Listen, the data that I'm having a difficult time, and I guess anybody listening to this on recording can know what I know. The strategy tester shows you the proficiency, the modeling quality of the data you're testing, right?
Right.
So some brokers are giving me really bad quality, and I've tried to download the historical data via the windows and everything I need to download, and I've just run into wall after wall. I've got like 15, 16 brokers, and it's just, especially with the level of data that I'm trying to accumulate, it's becoming a pain. So if you have any info on the modeling quality of the historical data, that's what I'm looking for. And as for
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, I sent you an article last night. I didn't even get a chance to go over it myself. I've been using Strategy Tester for years, and I don't think I've ever gotten higher than 90%, but this one guy is saying he can get 99%. I don't know. Are you but are you having trouble just getting like just regular standard MT4, like historical data too?
Well, I'm trying to get an accumulated amount of information from, the top 12 known brokers of historical data for the last, 20 years. So
Oh, I see.
I'm trying to do something a little bigger
A
scale,
little bigger. Right, right.
and I'm trying
Check
to,
out that article I sent. I think I sent it last night. It may be of help. I'm not sure.
okay, I was writing courses all day. So tomorrow's my not class day. I will check all my Telegram messages and catch up at least once or twice throughout the day. And
Yeah,
then,
yeah, yeah.
so just so we're on the same page. And then as for rules, I got you. I'll tell you what I've got coded in, and I'll tell you where the human touch comes in and the EA touch comes in, and it'll be a good time. So,
Cool. Yeah, I did a lot of work last night, so I'll run it by you tomorrow when you get some time.
but that sounds awesome. Okay, Miss Sherry. Okay, I'm gonna stop my share. So, do you feel like your computer is ready for you to be able to hit share
So
screen?
I'm logging onto another computer because this other one was giving me a little hard time. So let me log on to another computer and I may have to zoom in. I'll have to get in on the Zoom from that computer.
Well, before you do that, does that other computer also have MT4 and Simplicity installed? So we can fix it.
Yes, that one is the one I really use.
Okay, perfect. Just
Okay.
making sure, because sometimes people are like, I'm gonna log in on this other computer, and then that computer doesn't even have what we're trying to work on. So,
Yes, this one does. So let me get off from here and I will zoom into my other computer.
okay, I'm hanging out waiting on you. So,
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
hey Willie, how are you? I don't want to butcher your name. It's Calisius. Did I butcher that? You're unmuted, but how are you? Let's see. Did I butcher that, guys? Celeste, maybe? I don't know. Okay, I see you guys. While we're waiting on Miss Sherry, does anybody have any questions, comments? I treat this simplicity as like this really easy situationship. Like I don't treat it complex. I don't try to overanalyze it. I don't try to outsmart it either, which outsmarting it and overtrading it is why most people fail with it. It's actually not a bad system at all. It's a very viable system. You like Miss Donna's on right now. I would tell her to go put $100 in like AFX and only trade it once a week. Have huge stop losses, but make sure you have a manager on there that maybe either A, doesn't have the stop loss so you can micromanage that weekly, or has it out of the way, and then of course protects after 1 ADR, 3 ATR, and just let it run. Like you'd be surprised, you can compound your account pretty effectively. So, but okay, I'm gonna wait on Miss Sherry for a little while. That's the reason why I went live, was because she asked, she said she needed help. Oh, she straight took control. I didn't even stop the share. She just took control. Did anybody see that just happen? Oh, she stopped it. It's gone now. Hold on, where did it go? Okay. She had it. I didn't know y'all could do that.
I did see it. I witnessed it.
I thought you had to like ask my permission or something. I guess I don't have near as much authority as I thought I had. That's for sure.
What's your Amazon account?
No, right? Hey, Miss Sherry, we had a perfect view. It might have been when she logged off and then it finally caught up. But then it went away, it went bye-bye. Share, portion.
Okay, what did I do here?
You started to share your screen and then you disappeared. You were like, hello, goodbye, and then that was it. So,
Oh, all right, let me try again.
okay, so stay unmuted, okay?
Oh, you know what? It says this will stop other screen sharing. Do you want to continue? That's what happened.
Yep, hit yes, it's just my screen you're
Oh,
canceling.
okay.
Okay. There you go.
Okay, there we go now.
There we go.
So you see my little box at the top, my dashboard?
Okay, I see that. So I see your
That's-
momentum toward the bottom. I see the 2 EZ trading system. I'm really glad Miss Donna's on. I hope she can hear my voice, and Lucas, because she helps with the code for the she helps with the licensing system more accurately for the 2 EZ system, and Lucas is really good at the digital act. So what I'm
Okay.
gonna have you do is right click on your chart first and foremost. Let's see the indicators that are pulling up. Go to indicator list. Whoopsie. No, click out of that. There you go. Your speed on your mouse is really fast. So go to
Which,
Too Easy Trading System.
okay.
Excuse me, Jenny,
Yes.
on the bottom of her screen, it says no connection.
This broker's not even connected. I can see that. Thank you.
No.
What do you mean? What does it mean?
That means you're not signed into a broker. Thank you, Miss Barbara. So you're not even signed into a live account just yet. So you have no connection to digital price action.
Okay, so maybe that's why the dashboard is not showing up the right size.
It could be, but I'm thinking that's not it. I'm thinking that's a visual issue, and I think I know what to do. But first, let's get you signed in. So let's go. I'm going to clear my drawings, close out of what you're doing here, and we're going to go over to your navigator. So go to the navigator. You can close out of your market watch list. You're going to scroll up on this so we can see where your account stuff is, and then click the demo account you want to log into. The thing about the Simplicity system is they're licensed per account number. So if you're clicking in and out of different live or demo accounts, the same license is not going to work. The same license that you pulling up the Simplicity or the Too Easy system with, it doesn't roll over.
Okay.
That
So
could be
you-
the problem you're facing.
Wow. Well, I hope I remember the password for this.
Good luck.
Usually what I do, I would save the information and it pulls it up right away. Let me try the other one and see. Okay, so we logged in this one.
Nope.
Okay, go to view real quick. Up at the top, yeah, go to terminal, view terminal. And open up your, do that again. Can you pull that can you go to the bottom of your screen and pull that, try to pull the terminal up where you see your like live trade and stuff? Yeah, exactly. Bring it even further up. So I can see your tabs at the bottom.
I can see your tabs at the bottom.
Oh, you can see, I can't see them. Go to journal. Is there a journal tab?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so Too Easy is loaded successfully, so that's good.
That was on 222. Hey, what? Okay, 201. I was like, it's not 222 yet. Okay. 201. So that's today.
Yeah, that means we just did.
So you're good there. So wait, what's the problem exactly?
So you see how my dashboard look? You
Oh, it's like
cannot-
it's like
yeah,
scrunched
it's
up
all
or something.
scrunched up. Yes, and I can't get it to be the full size.
Okay, close that terminal. Just hit that X or whatever. I've never used this, so I'm not quite sure what it's supposed to look like.
I've never used this either, but because it's based off of license, which is confirmed with the connection, Miss Barbara pointed out the most prevalent thing, the most important. If she's got no connection, none of those tools can even work effectively because the license is based off of connection, if I'm not mistaken.
So
Absolutely,
does it mean it should be on a live account and not a demo account? But it does work with demo account too, doesn't it?
I think you'd probably I bet you'd probably get 2 licenses if it's kind of like the way he used to do things. So I'd say maybe check your email and just find out which when you signed up with Super EZ, or sorry, when you requested the indicator, just figure out what broker you used, That's
the broker. That's the broker I use. I gave them 2 brokers.
And you're not signed in right now? Is that what Barbara said? You're not signed into your broker right now? Wait. Oh, you're signed into demo. Yeah.
Yeah, I signed in.
And she signed in, but there's no connection.
There's no I can't see her. I can't see that. I can't see that far down her screen for some reason.
If you pull your mouse way down, Lucas, it may clear.
Oh, let me see.
Like, pull it below the mute and everything.
So,
And
okay,
just wait a few seconds.
Miss Sherry, no,
Yes.
I can't speak on this, and I'm probably gonna have to send Miss Donna and Uncle P some customer service. But the odds are, and I can't say this until you get logged in, the odds are what I'm assuming, and this is again assumption, you've got your tool saved with a license code. The problem is that license code is account specific. So like if you log into this account and then into this account, this template no longer works. This template's only going to work for whatever account that you have it saved for. So because this is an account-based license system,
So, yeah, I understand what you're saying. No, I specifically did it for this account, the live account, because when Uncle Pete talked about it, he said you can use it for a demo and a live, and I use it for 2 live, this live. So you're absolutely right. So it probably would not work for the demo.
so do you have the same, now that's the next question is, do you have the same problem? Can you log into that live account real quick?
Yeah, just log. Yeah, try to connect.
Okay. So I logged into this account, to the live account. So I'm in the live account.
So click on the terminal again. Let's pull up the trade to see if it even pulled up any data.
Where is the terminal?
This is the terminal right up here.
Oh,
Go to trade. Let's see if you have any data. If just the connection's not lining up. Okay, so nothing here. Close out the terminal. So this down here, what I would do, and you can't do it necessarily on a Zoom with me, but what I would close this out. So first things first, like, so steps 1 through 5 is go to files, okay? Make sure you clear all your logs. Go to open data folder. I might not be able to see your pop-up because it might be restricted, but do you see the pop-up box where it says MQL4? It says a bunch of stuff. Do you see that pop-up box?
MQL4.
Yeah, let me go to mine.
You want me to open it?
Hold on, I'm gonna go to mine so I can walk you through it. Because so open data folder, go to the first one that says logs. Delete whatever logs you have in there. You can delete them all. You don't need any. One of them.
Just click and delete.
I would do select A if you have many. So go select A.
Oh, I click on top where it says name and it highlight everything.
There you go.
Okay.
It's gonna give you a pop-up box saying, hey, this one's in use. Obviously you can keep that one because it's in use. It's the one that we're currently writing.
It says recycle, permanently delete.
Yep.
And it says do this for all your current items, or just skip that.
I unfortunately can't see that.
It says file in use. This action can't be completed because the file is open in MetaTrader.
That's okay. So leave that one there. That one's totally fine.
Okay.
Close out of your open data window. Close out of that because we can't see it.
Oh, it was just one file. Okay.
Now let's go to your tools. I'm pretty sure it's under tools. Go to options. Go to charts. Limit this. You can do, 5,000, or you can do 10,000 and 10,000. That's fine, but we don't need 500,000 candles in history unless you're back testing.
So that's for the bars in history?
Yeah, so you can do a small amount if you can do anywhere. Do 10,000, 5,000.
Okay.
You can do 5,000 in the chart. That's more than enough. You can't even see them when they're that small anyways. So
Okay.
okay. That's going to limit the data that this system is pulling.
Okay.
Last but not least, we're going to come over and right click on your market watch. Go down to symbols. Go there. Yep. So we're going to expand this, make this box a little taller. Hey, Miss Barbara, you see how the whole system is off? Like even the buttons here, you can't see them. I'm guessing it's a visual thing.
Yeah.
Which we can't prove until she can connect, but I'm guessing that's it.
Right.
Okay, so you're reasonably new to trading?
I've been working on it since a little over a year now, so I'm not really new, but I'm still,
Okay,
I'm not advanced, put it that way.
fair enough. I don't think I'm a guru yet either, so we're good. Let's click on Forex crosses. Let's just start at the top. No, I can't annotate. Oh, it's weird. Okay, do you trade all these pairs? Are there any of these pairs you don't trade that you don't need?
Oh, I don't need all of them because I mainly focus on the indices and maybe one or two majors.
Okay, then, well, keep whichever ones you know you want to take a look at and double click on anything you don't want. You know where you can find them if you need them, but this is pulling tick by tick millisecond data
Ah, okay.
one of these instruments. And you might find that you want some of these back, and that's okay.
That's okay. I'll just put them back when I need them because I don't really,
You can
I'm
also
more,
use, like, if you, I don't know why my annotate is not working, probably because you have your box open, but you can literally click on the word that says Forex crosses and
Okay.
double click on that, just the whole word, it'll highlight the whole section.
Okay.
How about cryptos? So click on the word that says cryptos. That's a lot. Those are mostly your goods, so minimize that. We don't need all that. Oh yeah, those you don't need. I don't know, I like Ripple. I might fight for that one.
Yeah, those are three, the Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Ripple.
Okay. Scroll down a little bit. Let's do US shares are gonna have way more than this. Indices, keep those. The VEX. Oh, your broker has the VIX, huh? Nice.
Yeah. And
Forex majors. I would go to US shares and then Euro shares. US shares is gonna have way more options. There you go. I look for a buy on every one of those you had highlighted tomorrow.
okay, let me keep it.
Amazon, Netflix, Tesla. Yeah, look
Yeah.
on those tomorrow. I looked at some stocks. I'm playing, but just I'm not playing on the bigger platforms because it's not worth it. It's not leveraged money. But that's good. That's going to clean it up a little bit just to show you Forex bar major. I don't know what that is. What is that?
Which one?
You're good there. That nothing's there.
Okay.
Can I see what's in your futures folder? Can you just click on that real quick?
Sure.
I'm just curious. Okay.
Oh,
Cool.
just, uh-huh.
Index. What is Forex VAR major? Okay, we don't, that's fine. That's, you can have all those highlighted or unhighlighted. I don't know. That's a suffix, so I'm guessing it's against a different currency, which is an awesome option, but you don't need it. You can keep it if you want it. You don't have to if you don't.
Yeah.
That's going to limit some of it. So go ahead and close this now. You're going to have slightly less pairs pulling data. You're going to have slightly smaller amount of candles. So now I'll finish talking about this before we jump off. When you're off with me, if you've got a pen and paper, obviously, first and foremost, close this broker down. Clean up your computer, clean up your cookies. I'm not a guru in terms of technology, but clean up all that stuff. And then when you reload it, like Miss Barbara pointed out on the bottom down here, the bottom, let me see if I have my annotate back. Still no. That's interesting. Annotate. Okay. There we go. So do you see right here where it says no connection?
Yes.
That's not okay. So as long as you're seeing that, you can't take live or demo trades.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we've got to get this fixed on whatever platform, computer, broker you're signed into. Depending on your computer, you might have to reinstall the whole thing. That's an awful thing to have to go through. Trust me, we've all been there.
Okay.
I'm not going to start there. So first, you're going to close this down. Hopefully, when you reload, you're going to try to log into each one of these different that you have. Double check your emails for passwords and see where it's at. And then you can also email Super EZ and say, okay, I need to refresh my license codes. What are my license code for what account? This way, you know that when you sign in to the broker, you can save a template, right?
I have my license code. I saved them. I have them in a Word document. And I have the email I sent to them with the broker's account number. So I know exactly this one I sent to them.
Okay. But what you might need to do is you might need to save a setting for each indicator based off of what account number you're logging into, and then save a template for that account number.
Okay. How
So
do you do that?
which ones? So I don't want to do it now with you because
Okay.
I break things further, but I like, so for example, if you tell me, hey Jenny, next Tuesday I need you, not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after, then
Mhm.
your girl, I will be here, no problem.
Okay, no problem. I'm gonna, yeah, I'll work on it. I'll do what you said. I'm gonna uninstall all the indicators and reinstall them.
Okay, perfect.
Mhm.
And then once you have that done, we can maybe hopefully teach you how to save the settings as a preset for an
Okay.
indicator, and then teach
Right.
you to save a template as a preset that's account based, which may stop this glitch that you're experiencing, because this might be causing the no connection.
Okay.
I can't promise that. I don't know for sure. There's too many variables, but it could be. So
Okay. All righty. Well, thank you so much.
you are welcome.
Yes,
All right,
ma'am.
guys. Well, we've got, let me see real quick. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trades for this week. Let's see how it plays out. We got 861 pips based off of 7 trades, 5 wins, 2 losses from 2 weeks ago. Great way to be for 20 minutes of time. If you guys are interested in doing this more often live, by all means, you got to come with your questions. The more energy you bring, I will come and hang out. Otherwise, I'm going to save your time and mine and record a 20-minute video and give you some trade ideas and go on with everyone's life. But if you got questions, I love hanging out and I love helping people and I love like-minded conversation. It's fun. It's interesting. It's intriguing. So I hope you guys have an amazing night. Take care and God